friends.
Yeah.
With the intention of hurting someone.
Especially when you got 13 friends behind
Even
you.
if it's a fucking, even if you get a Mercedes with $600,000 worth of damage, it's still not worth
Rita,
another
what
human
I'll tell you
life.
is this. For me, to get out of my car and charge towards somebody, you have to have done something
pretty fucking bad.
Like, you touch somebody on my family, even if you touch my property, I don't know if I'm willing to defend my property that hard.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah,
Your property isn't worth.
Do I get this? Do I have the skills? Sure, I do.
Yeah.
But it's not about this. It's not about self-defense anymore. It's about what is it really worthwhile to go out there and creating such an episode in your life that win or lose, police is involved.
Yeah, it's a bad situation.
You lose either way, you're gonna lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which actually highlights. Oh yeah. Okay.
I need to take a break.
Me too.
We'll take a little break and hey, we're still on live. Aaron Brunner, Matt G, thank you. This podcast today is brought to you by the Recovery Bar. Thank you to Lou Ferguson for bringing us two Commonwealth Games athletes the last couple of weeks. And I want to thank you. And let's take a little break and we'll come on back. Ow! G'day viewers. For anyone listening to this worldwide, Australia-wide, or even locally, if you want to support the show, head on over to patreon.com and check out our page there. You can donate $1, $2, $5, $10 or $20 a month if you really want to support the show. Anyone over $10 a month will receive photos of Rika in a bikini, and every month the bikini gets smaller. No, they won't. Yes, Rika. Listen.
Stop being my pimp.
There's lots of good-looking half Japanese birds, slightly ditzy, that want to be on this show.
Why don't we get bikini shots of them?
No. So, seriously, thanks for tuning in, and if you want to support the show, help us out and head on over to patreon.com.
Or anyone that wants to be our sponsor. Like, if you're a millionaire with nothing better to do with your money, then buy.
Send photos of yourself to Rika. No, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Photos of your car. Joking.
Hi. Oi. É o Fabio Glazer da Legacy Brazilian Jiu Jitsu aqui com vocês na Austrália, junto com o...
Oi, aqui é Alexandre da Braus faz. Beleza, galera? Fico com vocês.
Oxente!
Gostoso! ブラジル語で、あんたたちかっこいいねって意味だって。
G'day, I'm Drew, I'm from Logan.
Here we go.
Did you notice I had both Brazilian and Japanese in that?
No.
I thought you were just trying to speak Portuguese.
Oh, well, Portuguese, sorry, because I said gostoso.
Gostoso.
And then I said, in Japanese, I said, is apparently the way to pick up a Brazilian boy because it means you're hot.
That's it.
Yeah, there was my wife told me years ago, there was a guy when we lived in Surfers Paradise, there was a guy walking around the streets with, in perfect Japanese, it said, I want a Japanese girlfriend in Japanese characters.
Yeah.
Could you think of a better T-shirt to walk around? That means none of his Aussies friends knew what it was, but to all the girls, it's like, oh, well, let me help you with it. Yeah? What's going on in Brazil? Where are you from, Alex?
From Salvador, Bahia, the best place in Brazil.
Yeah, what about...
I tell you that.
Is it a beach place or a city place?
It's a beach place.
It's a beach place, yeah.
It's a beach place.
Everyone slow down. Everyone loving life.
Surf beach?
Relax. No, Floripa is the place to surf.
Is that where you're from, Fabio?
Yeah. I was born in São Paulo, but before I came to Australia, I was already living 10 years in Florianópolis or something like that. Yeah. So Florianópolis is a bit down south. Look, Alex, Bahia, been there many, many, many times. Amazing place. Good for a holiday. Yeah. Hot weather. Amazing food.
How far away from the airport? Are you going to teach me how to dance?
Yeah, do it now. Let's go.
No, not now. Wait, but so how far away from the airport? Is it Sao Paulo that has the
São
airport?
Paulo and Bahia is probably 7,000 kilometers away from each other.
7,000?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's massive.
Brazil
is bigger than Australia.
If you compare, imagine Bahia would be around Gold Coast and Rio gonna be around Sydney.
Nah.
Melbourne gonna be around like.
Wait a minute. Where's Brazil?
Like that.
Bahia, it's 2.5 hours flight from Sao Paulo, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
So Gold Coast and Sydney is 45 minutes, yeah, so, do you know what I mean?
But you have to, of course, but Brazil is bigger. Brazil
No, yeah.
Wait. Where's Brazil? Where's Brazil? What continent is
South
Brazil?
America.
South America.
Come on, Rita. Don't do this to us, Rita.
I just see Matt G
Come
go,
on, Rita.
yes.
Come on, Rita. We are doing so well.
South America. South America
Planet
is.
Earth.
Do you know America?
Go south.
Wait, isn't South America like the United States of America?
No, that's the North America.
No, let's just say it.
Wait, where's Mexico?
Man, can I
I
tell
thought
you,
Mexico was
this
North
is-
America.
This is something that. Look, I lived in the States in 1982 when there was no internet, no nothing, and I went to live in this 32,000 people city, 3 hours south of Seattle, like a shithole in the middle of nowhere. And people come to me and say, "Where are you from?" I said, "Brazil." What part of the United States is that? Because I haven't heard of that
Well,
before.
no, I didn't think
And-
it was America at all.
Oh man, it's just like, and this is the thing.
isn't it?
This is when we become proud to be Brazilian, eh? Because in Brazil we don't get to choose the subjects we do at school. So you learn geography, you learn history, you learn
Yeah.
maths, Portuguese, English, whatever the fuck it is, every year. So what happened is, in the end, you go, man. Thank God I learned all that shit because I have such a good notion of the world today, where things are.
Yeah,
Do you?
We have
Oh,
to do it. Yeah, we
wait.
have to learn. Exactly.
Wait. I've just had a light bulb moment. Now I know, because North America is where Canada, well, north of America is Canada.
American
Yes.
Canada.
Canada.
North American Canada.
Canada,
United
right?
States and Canada.
And then you've got the Niagara Falls, right?
Yes.
And then you've got the America,
Central
like,
America.
states.
Yes.
And
be a
then you've
teacher.
got Mexico.
Central America. Exactly.
And so is
Central.
Brazil near Mexico?
No,
Down
Central,
south.
down south, yeah.
There's three Americas.
Now I know.
Central America.
There's
North,
North America,
Central.
Central America, and South America.
Oh,
Are
so
you fucking kidding? Are you fucking kidding? There's more than 1 billion people in Brazil.
Oh, it is.
I'm sorry. Maddie knows.
Yeah, he's from the other bloody. Couldn't. Is there anywhere further away from Brazil than the UK?
Where
And
is
he
he
knows.
from? Where is he from?
London.
Oh,
Geography has
That's why you can't
never
understand it.
interested me. Like, I just have no interest in geography whatsoever. It's like, the sun goes up that
so
way.
when you go in travel, how do you pick the places you're gonna go?
Where I'm going to go, I don't know, the cheapest.
Who's paying
So
for
you
it?
should have gone to Brazil a long time ago.
You know what? I'd love to go to Brazil because it's near. And okay, you guys, this is going to not make sense to you, but no, it's not going to make sense to you. But the way my brain works is, I know that there's that Brazil and. Oh, maybe I'm going to make a fool.
You? What?
Wait, no, because there's Brazil, Argentina, Cuba.
No, you're doing so well. Brazil, Argentina. Say something. Uruguay, Paraguay, Colombia, Venezuela,
Yes.
Chile.
Chile, Peru.
Oh, so they're all together.
All together.
Where's Cuba?
Central America, Mexico.
Central America. Close to.
Close to
Off-
Mexico.
Well, it's
Off the
close.
coast.
It's
Yeah.
Off the
close.
coast of
Yeah,
Mexico.
so I'm not that far off. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. That reaction made me think it was that.
There's a good way for you to think about that. Look, think like this. English,
Yeah.
North America. Central America, Spanish.
Yeah.
When you go down to South America, Spanish as well.
Yeah.
There's only one country that speaks Portuguese in South America. Brazil.
And what about Portugal?
Hey, okay, no, I'm going to side with Ricky here. Where the fuck is Portugal? Where is Portugal? Near Spain?
Portuguese is near Spain. Where is Spain?
It's
Italy.
Northern Africa.
You
See?
It's south of France.
Yeah, where's France?
Where is Spain then?
Where is France?
France is
See,
across
I
from-
wasn't the only one.
And where is Europe? Portugal is
Is that Europe?
the asshole of Europe.
Ah.
Very
Wait.
bottom of Europe.
And what has it done lately? Apart from having that good serve.
But wait, then,
Nothing.
okay, well,
Nazareth.
how does Portugal?
You
And
remember how
Brazil-
back in the day they used to have those big ships, wooden ships that they would
Yeah.
go
Antonio
exploring
Batista.
around the world.
Yes.
And then this guy arrived in America, Colombo.
Captain Colombo.
Yeah, arrived in America. And another ship from Portugal went down south, all the way down south, and discovered Brazil.
Right.
And all the
Who was
Spanish-
there before
There were
then?
three history class. There were three or four big empires back in the day. The bloody English, sorry, mate. The Spaniard, the Portuguese,
Portuguese, yeah.
the French. There was sometimes
Dutch.
the Dutch.
Yeah.
And there was sometimes the Belgians as well, the Belgians or whatever you call them. These are the people that look at the history of the world, at the map of the world. They reshape the whole map of the world by colonizing the rest of the world. Anywhere you go to where? Australia. Who colonized Australia?
Captain Kirk.
First it was the Dutch, and then
the English.
colonists.
Yeah, English.
Yeah.
So you go to Africa. Who colonized Africa? You have
Dutch.
Frenches, you have Dutches, you have English.
The South
you have,
Africans.
You
Who's
have
the South
Angola, which is
African?
Portuguese. South Africa is Dutch and
Dutch,
English.
yeah.
And English, yeah. And
Yeah,
English.
who speak Afrikaans?
And then you've got
Yeah,
like,
but
you
they
know,
still speak English. Yeah.
and then you've got like, is it New Caledonia?
Matt
The
G's
French?
just fighting to get on the mic.
That's the French.
French
right?
colony, exactly. So when you look at the history of the world, these are the empires that colonized. They had money enough to send fleets around the world to discover more land.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. You know, in South America, it's funny because the Spaniards are the ones that arrived first in South America. They colonized every fucking little country in South America. From Suriname all the way down to Uruguay in South America. Every single country speaks Spanish. It was colonized by Spanish. But then the Portuguese arrived, and they had a treaty, which is called the Tordesilhas Treaty in Brazil, which when the Portuguese and the Spaniards sat on a table and said, look, you already got the whole west coast of South America. We want this, so we don't have to go to war. Let's just divide.
Yeah. Okay. So wait. All right. So Spain and Portugal are on the same side of the world.
Yes, they are in Europe.
They're in Europe. So, and because I'm just trying to think. So Spanish and Portuguese are very similar, right?
Yes.
It's like the same language with two different dialects.
Yeah.
Yes, you can say that. Yeah.
So whether you speak Spanish or Portuguese depends on which.
If you're Spanish, from Spain, you speak Spanish. If you're Portuguese, you speak Portuguese. Anywhere else that's been colonized, either from Portugal or from Spain, if you're Spain, we will speak Spanish. If you're from Portugal, we will speak Portuguese.
So what's the
I got a
difference
question.
between Portuguese and Spanish? Because there's not that big a difference, is there?
You can communicate.
Scottish English and British English.
But it's still, so you can still communicate. Like you've got.
We still say we can speak in Portuñol. It's kind of a mix between
if
Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah.
Like I've been
If you
to
go-
Spain and I
if
can
you-
communicate in speaking Portuguese.
If you're in
somebody speaking
Portugal,
Spanish.
if you're in Spain, you go, hola, ¿cómo vai? If you're in Brazil, say,
Hola, ¿cómo
hola,
estás?
¿cómo estás?
¿Cómo estás?
If you're in Brazil, you say, oi, ¿cómo está você? It's very similar, but it's still different.
But you still understand each other.
We, as Portuguese,
If you speak slow and you can understand.
What I've heard is that Brazilian people can understand Spanish better than Spanish people can understand Portuguese. Why? I don't know. But it's very
So
similar.
can you say that again? Spanish people understand.
Hola.
Don't understand.
No, the other way.
Portuguese understand Spanish.
You know why? I can tell you why.
Why?
Because Spanish is more prevalent on television. So the Portuguese would watch television programs where there's a lot of Spanish. Like if you look at all the American programs, like the criminal.
Rita,
Yes.
What are you drinking there?
He doesn't like hearing that. Whoa.
Hey,
But it's true, and because this is what happens, and I was going to say, because in Japan,
Maybe.
Sorry.
no.
I have just taken over Gold Coast versus Drinjk and turned it into Gold
way
Coast
better.
versus Gold Coast